Hey, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany. I am a first grade teacher here in Arizona, and this video is going to be all about projects. So it's going to be a bit random, but I'm going to walk you through some of the projects I'm doing. I'm in my spare room right now. I'm going to see if you guys can still see me when I sit down. Kind of. That's not going to work for me, so okay. All right, so like I said, this is going to be kind of random. I'm going to take you through some of the projects. It's going to be like a bunch of clips. Some projects that I've worked on this summer are my teacher toolboxes, and that will be in this video here. They are already in my classroom, and I cannot wait to see them. I've been away from them for a while, but I need to fill them up because I did take things out of them to put the labels in and bring them home and all of that. And then I'm trying to think of what else I did, but so you're gonna get to see some projects that I did. Also, I am going to make this. So this is just coffee. It's the one I buy. It's just a great value brand. I'm a baller on a budget, so just basic for me. I really drink coffee for the creamer anyways, let's be honest. So I'm gonna cover this with either contact paper that I used. This is left over from my kitchen. I did all the drawers and my pantry in this. Doesn't really match everything, but whatever. Or wallpaper I used in my living room. I did a whole wall in this. I may just use that to cover, but you're probably thinking, what are you doing that for? So throughout, this is gonna seem really ridiculous. This is not important, okay? This is not important. It's not an important thing that I need to check off my my list, but I'm doing it. So throughout the year, we will do like random drawings and stuff like that. Sometimes I use an online or random name thing, but I think I'm gonna use it more where you kind of like, you know, pour it in the hat type of deal. But I never have anything to put like the names and stuff in when I do decide to do that. And so I end up, I know this is bad, I shouldn't do it, but I end up dumping out something, just like, oh, we need something, I'll dump it out and I'll clean up later. And I don't like that because then it creates a mess and whatever. And then the kids get wild too, because sometimes it's funny to watch them when I will dump something out because they're like, oh, Mrs. Logan, because everything in my room is like labeled, and so that's a bit chaotic for them, and so they get excited about it. But I'd rather have one thing where here, if I need to do it, we put it in there. I've also thought about using this as my sharp student bucket. So well, no, that's not gonna work. Never mind. Rewind. So yes, so just my random name. Think of this as my hat to pull names out of. So I'm gonna take you through doing that. Also, my first year of teaching, I did the mystery bag and I loved it. So one of my son's old teachers did this. And so each kiddo got a chance at least once a year, usually more than once a year, to take a mystery bag home. In that bag, they had to put something, and they had to fill out 3 note cards that give out hints on what is inside the bag. And then they get to kind of show and tell it. And then if someone guesses it, I mean, if someone doesn't guess it either, someone still gets to take it home. But typically the person that guesses it gets to take it home next. And then we just kind of work down our list. And that was a San Diego Chargers bag because I am a Charger fan, although they're not San Diego Chargers anymore. That's a whole nother story, a whole nother video that is not teacher related. So my feelings on that. But yes, so it usually is a San Diego Chargers bag. However, COVID happened. One of my students, my last student to get it, obviously didn't bring it back because of COVID. Well, they actually brought it back before the end of the school year this year. And then I moved and I don't remember where it is. I think it's still in my classroom, but anyways, I got this backpack a while ago. My husband actually found it in clearance. It is really neat because you go like this and then it all gets stuffed back in there. I'm not going to use it like that, but it is cool to do that. So, and it gets stuffed in like a pretty little thing, but I'm not doing that. So I'm going to put vinyl on this because this is going to be my mystery bag. And then I'm going to use just regular vinyl, not like the HTV, because this, HTV? HVT? You know what I'm talking about. The iron-on. I'm not going to be able to iron on this because it's like a plasticky material, honestly, which is good because I think it'll easily wipe off. But I'm just going to put mystery bag, extra note cards in here, or extra note cards on the inside, I'm not sure. And then I'll have like the instructions in here and all of that. So, and then I'll just bring this. And I don't think you can see through it. That's the one thing I was worried about. I just put crayons in there and you can't see through it. So yeah, so I'm gonna work on that too. And then I think that's it for right now. I did decide to do an affirmation station in my classroom, and so I will link the file I'm using down below. But it has cacti in it. It's really cute. There's another one. But they say things like, I am creative, I am brave, I'm unique, I'm strong, but I'm brave. We talk about being brave, what that looks like. We talk about being unique and different and fun and truthful and grateful. And so I'll show you that finished product. But, oh, also I'll take you through my toothless cactus. And I don't know what else, but this will just be a bunch of random projects, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have questions, let me know. I'm sure there's a better way to do things or a different way to do things because everyone is different and everyone has access to different like materials and things of that nature. This is just the way that I decided to do it. I have not recorded much of my teacher experience, but if you've watched my first year videos, go back. There was a lot of trial and error in that on my I almost said kitchen setup, on my classroom setup. You'll notice that a lot of things are different because you learn as you go. So yes. All right, so I'm gonna get going. This has already been a longer intro than I thought it would be. And so you know the drill. I'm gonna let you follow along. I'm gonna play some music for you. And my new cat is meowing at the door. I don't know if you can hear that. We adopted a kitten a couple weeks ago. So you may see it or hear it in the video, but I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna first wrap this and see how it goes. I don't even think I'm gonna label it or anything. I'm just gonna wrap it and call it a day. I like that it has a black lid. I'm keeping it that way. And so let's go. Okay, so I'm starting on my teacher toolboxes. I cleaned them off. Some of them were pretty dusty. I removed old labels. I'm putting new labels in after I've cut them. I bought this file on TPT, actually. It was free. I'll link it down below. Fits in with my theme. It's also tropical. It's really cute. I like it. Makes me smile. Right now you can see that I am taping everything in. I'm using regular tape. You'll see later, or you'll hear later, that double-sided tape works best. Okay, so I decided to print all of these on cardstock and not on paper, just because I had cardstock. I feel like it's a bit more durable, and I'm not going to laminate them. I may regret that later, but we'll see. And so these are some of the ones I made. Some of them will be duplicates because I'm going to have more than one drawer of them, and then some are going to go in my smaller things, some are going to go in my bigger things, so we will see. And then I decided to use all of the images on my one I just showed you. I just used flamingos, cacti, and watermelon. And then these ones just show images, and those will go along with the coupons I made. Okay, so I just went ahead and copied my new coupons on Astra Bright paper because I love Astra Bright. Okay, so I made one for Art Caddy. So this thing is where I'm going to keep them. And so there's 8 in a row. So I decided to take up 2 rows with my coupons. And so there are going to be 16 coupons total. And I'll go through each one of those right now. Okay, so 10 minutes of computer time, job switch, so they can switch jobs for the day. First choice, so they get to be the first one to line up. If I'm handing out anything, they get to be the first one to get that. If we're packing up, they get to be the first one to pack up. 10 minutes of art time. Art caddy is a caddy that can sit on their desk all day. Shoes off in class, that's like the #1 thing. Wear a hat in class. show and tell, 10 minutes of bucket time. So I keep all of like my little manipulatives and things in buckets. I keep them in actually like protein buckets that like protein shakes come in. I clean them out and then I put a label on them. Well, most of them. I would love to have a label on each one, but I don't. But bucket time for that. Pick your seat. They can sit anywhere in my classroom, or they can switch someone's seats. A lot of my students choose to sit on the carpet or right in front of my whiteboard and not even at a table. And then class DJ, we listen to music every once in a while, so they can pick a Go Noodle, or they can pick a Kids Bop song. And then guest reader. About halfway through the year, the kids love to do guest reader, where they get to read their book to the class, either up in the front or on our carpet. 10 minutes of free draw time, so they can, it's not exactly art, but they can get my free draw paper that I keep out and they can just draw for 10 minutes. And then, and with their crayons. Classroom messenger, so they can go do errands for me. Laugh pass, they can tell a joke at the end of the day. And then choose a brain break, so that could be a YouTube video we watch. They could do Simon Says. Simon Says is a big one in my classroom, and so those are my coupons, and they're gonna fit nicely in the little drawers. Okay, I am in my classroom, and I was gonna show you the final teacher toolboxes. So, see if I can do it without spilling, because when I was loading them up from my house, all the drawers went everywhere. So here is this one. I'll put down below what I ended up doing for each drawer, but you're gonna wanna do them for whatever works for you. At the bottom, I have all of my coupon ones with just the image that's on the coupon, and then I have a bunch of different ones up here. So on the large drawer one that I showed you, I ended up using regular tape just because I was worried about the double-sided sticky tape changing like the color, you being able to see it. But on these, I used the double-sided Scotch brand tape, and you can barely tell that it's on there, and I think it works better than the regular tape, and it's less of a hassle. So I like that. Even though, here's the reason why I like the double-sided tape. So this, I used regular tape and I taped on each side, but a few of them have already come apart, and so I'm going to use double-sided tape anyways and just stick them to the front. But I ended up doing crayons. I think I already went through all of this, but this is what I ended up doing. But I'm going to do double-sided tape on the front of the ones that are already coming apart. So the big one will go behind my small group table, which is on one side of the room. And then the large drawer will go behind my desk, as well as this one. This one is also going to go behind my desk. And I was missing a drawer, and it was driving me crazy. So what I am going to do instead, I took out 2 other drawers. I'm going to use this for my thank you notes and like my thank you cards, because I typically keep them in my the things, how can I point to them? Those. I usually keep them in there. I have a whole thing that says like thank you cards, but I want them easily accessible, because to get on top of there, like to open up some of those drawers, I have to borrow a stool or a chair, and I'd rather just have some near here behind my desk. So I'm just gonna put my thank you cards behind there, and they are gonna fit perfect, I think, and then it'll look like it was intentional that I didn't lose a drawer. You know what I mean? But I've moved classrooms twice. I've packed up a classroom several times, and I still have not found that drawer. Like I said, I think I'm gonna find it somewhere. Once I find it, it's gonna make sense why I put it there, because it probably has like dice or something in there that we were using, and I probably thought, hey, I'm gonna put it right here so I remember where it is all the time. Didn't work. So those are the final products of my drawer stuff. My drawers. What I was doing. I just went blank. My that's the final product of my teacher toolboxes. So I'll give you one last look at the teacher toolboxes and then we'll move on. So remember, my thank you cards are gonna go right there. This one goes behind my desk. This one goes behind my small group table. And this one I'm going to fix because all of these I did with double-sided tape in the front. This one I tried regular tape. And I used it before, but we're gonna do double-sided tape on those ones as well. But this is what they look like. I am gonna go ahead and laminate my toothless cactus. Let me go grab it. So here is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and laminate it. Okay, so I just laminated it. It comes in this big sheet with our big old laminator, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it out. Cricut, and that's, I think I showed you, but I went on there. I don't know if this will, okay. So this is what it looks like. So I did, you can't see it all. Says Mrs. Loken's mystery bag, a random arrow because it wouldn't let me turn it. Place hints here, extra note cards, and instructions. And so this will go on the top of the bag. The Mrs. Loken's mystery bag will go on top of the bag. Place hints here will go in the front on that blue pocket. And then extra note cards and instructions will go inside. I am trying to figure out which color to do. I always buy like these big packs of vinyl, but I don't use a lot of them. I was gonna show you my stand spots this year. I just made black. And so I made them on my Cricut. They already have the transfer paper on them, but I think I left my transfer paper at home, or not at home. I left my transfer vinyl tape, contact paper stuff at school. So I'm gonna use Scotch tape today and see how that does. But this, so I have cacti that go in the front and the back. And so line leader, caboose. And then I just have like my numbers that I weeded out. I'm trying to figure out what color to do. I actually have a pink color. And the pink on the backpack is kind of like a mix between these two. I know that sounds weird, but I may just do this. But I was also thinking of this color on there. Both colors. I'm gonna go ahead and weed it. Okay, so I put tape over. This could be a very bad idea, but that's just what happens when you're taking stuff from school to home and home to school, and you just leave stuff there, and sometimes I leave stuff here. So I am going to try to go with the turquoise teal color. I'm going to put my Mrs. Loken's mystery bag right here. Hopefully it works. And I don't have like a good setup because guess where my tripod is? At school. My ring light at school. My other tripod at school. That's Colton. He just built the Titanic on his own, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So, he is a Lego builder.
That's right.
He loves Legos and likes to build them from scratch. And so he also likes the kits though too, right? Like
yeah, like the boxes.
The boxes, but he likes to try to make them from scratch.
Well,
on his own.
there's two 8,000.
I spent a bunch of time like centering it on there, and then on this I'm not, so. But I mean, it looks fine. It's not gonna look perfect, but it's gonna be okay. Let's see. Aw, man. Okay, so taking it off the letters is harder than it was on the paper. So okay, so this is what it looks like so far. I've only taken the tape off the bag part. So I did decide to go with the teal. I think I already said that. I just feel like the pink was too much pink for my class. Me, give me all the pink if it's something for me. But thank you for watching all of my random projects. This did end up being longer than I thought. So if you made it to this point, thank you so much. I love when people comment. I try to get back to all of them. And so why don't you share in the comments what you're working on, or things that you want to work on. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye. Also, in the next one, you'll see where I put some of my stuff. Either in the next one or the video after that. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.